There are SJWs who are so upset right now with the way that the fans have responded to Captain Marvel that they are calling for government intervention with the review bombing of Captain Marvel from us, the fans, who are giving our opinions on Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, and the direction that Marvel Studios is taking the MCU. So Brianna Wu calls for government legislation in response to negative Captain Marvel reviews. I really don't know that much about her as a person or her history. I know that she was kind of involved with the whole Gamergate thing, but I really don't know too much about her beyond that. But we're not really focused on that. We're just focused on what she is saying here today in regards to Captain Marvel. During their conversation, Chang asked Wu about her feelings regarding the narrative that the upcoming film Captain Marvel and lead actress Brie Larson were being harassed due to the emphasis on a strong female superhero, which is absolutely not even accurate. It's kind of a familiar story at this point, right? We were here with Ghostbusters. It seems like anytime a woman steps forward and tries to put her toe in the water for a male-dominated field, we're right back here. So can you explain movies like Alita to me then, and Wonder Woman, films that were really well made, that actually did really well and were well received by audiences without any of the ridiculous nonsense that you guys are trying to push on us with your agendas and identity politics? Can you explain why we loved those films? Have you seen the scores for those films on Rotten Tomatoes? We didn't review bomb those films. If anything, it was the critics who review bombed Alita. So are you saying that the critics, the ones who you are apparently on sides with this whole narrative for Captain Marvel, are the ones who are actually the sexists and the racists when it comes to Alita? Chang, social media platforms have, they say, been working hard. Twitter has made a lot of changes to fight online harassment, which basically just means, I mean, there's online harassment, but basically what this means is if you don't have the right opinion that they want to hear from you, then that is online harassment. Woo, your first story was about Facebook moving to more privacy. I feel like part of the backlash of women just being exhausted with being targeted online, it makes sense that people would want to move forward towards more private social profiles. I think it's hand in hand. I think it's just exhausting for all of us dealing with this stuff. Just remember that these SJWs, when they say things like they're being harassed online, you have to take that with a grain of salt, and especially women who are saying that they're being targeted by men. Brie Larson in 2017 was at an airport and she smiled at a dude and he asked for a number, and she basically demonized him for that and says that this is the hard life of a woman or some stupid thing like that. And so you can't really take what they're saying, unfortunately, fully seriously. Of course, there are people that harass online, but these people basically count anything that they don't like as harassment, and because of that, it really just doesn't hold the same weight that it should for when actual harassment happens. In response to Wu's claims of misogynist harassment, Chang asks Wu if she believes more legislation is needed to combat the supposedly rampant issue. Rampant issue? Are you serious? Misogyny is not a rampant issue in our country, and you guys are idiots for believing that. You guys are so lost in your own fantasies, and I can't believe that you people are this stupid. You live in the country where women have the most rights ever in the history of the world, and you think that there is a rampant issue of misogyny in this country. You people are so stupid. To which Wu replies that she believes Washington has a role to play in resolving the issue. Chang, they're trying to get it under control, and we'll see what more private Facebook looks like, but does this mean we need legislation? I think there is certainly a role in Washington for us to address what women face both in the tech industry and what users face on the other side. Something we've seen is really big promises from Facebook, from Twitter, from Reddit, from all these companies that they're going to address this situation. For me, looking at this in 2019, it's very hard for me to point at one thing that has concretely changed for women in the tech industry, so I do think Washington has a role to play. Wu concludes her thoughts on combating trolls by supporting the use of legislation as a looming threat to bully the tech industry into compliance with these hypothetical federal regulations. What I think will happen is if you have people in Washington sitting on the Science, Space, and Technology subcommittee looking at this, that threat of real legislation coming down the pipe will cause these companies to finally do the right thing. So basically, Wu is far from the only influential personality calling for deplatforming or censorship of those who have taken issue with Captain Marvel. Negative comments and a pervasive lack of audience interest led internet review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes, which isn't really an aggregator when they censor what is being said on their platform, to remove their audience interest scores across the website. So yeah, basically these people, this person, Brianna Wu, is a prime example of the SJW crowd, where they want to censor and silence anyone who doesn't have the opinions that they like and agree with. And this is just a continual problem that is becoming more and more of an issue with the SJWs and the left crowds and stuff, is that they want to censor and silence people, and that is a problem. That is a huge problem. And you know, I just speaking for myself and for a lot of people who are in our community and all of that, we don't want to censor anyone or silence anyone. We should be encouraging people to have their own opinions about things, and even if it's a opinion that I think is stupid, I think you are entitled to have that opinion. And I think that is the beauty of what makes our community so strong and what we need to strive to do. Sure, I will challenge you if you have an opinion that I don't agree with, but I'm not going to try to silence you for having that opinion. So that's just kind of the state of where we're at right now, and this Brianna woman is a lunatic and is crazy, and I can't stand people like this who want to try to silence people for having opinions that they don't like. These are the type of people that we're dealing with. These are the type of people who want to run our entertainment and our video games, our movies, our TV, and all of that stuff, and we need to continue to fight against these people. Otherwise, they're going to control everything that we do and everything that we enjoy, and then enjoyment, entertainment, all of that stuff will truly be not what it's supposed to be, and it will truly be a dying thing. So that is where we're at right now with all of that. So continue to voice your opinions, be firm in your opinions, and don't listen to people who try to attack you for your opinions, because at the end of the day, these people can't do anything to you except try to silence you, and we will not put up with that. We will continue to be voicing our opinions louder and louder the more that they try to silence us. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.